again. And I was able to do it on just 3 of them.
And you did the recording in 2 days?
2 days. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that's rehearse and record only. We had 2 3-hour sessions for each concerto with no contingency plan at the end. So
that's amazing. Talk about anxiety.
But I have to say, Sir Neville, I think he's the most recorded classical musician ever, and certainly the most recorded conductor, and he knew how to run a recording session. He knew how to pace it. He had planned what we're going to cover in each session, and we did. And hats off to him.
I love the cover of your CD. You both look like you're old friends that go way back.
Well, I was telling him a very off-color joke, which I will not tell on this podcast.
Thank you.
We took a bunch of pictures that were awkward and uncomfortable, and I looked like a geek, and then. So I just tried telling him a joke, and so I told him a joke, and the photographer took the picture right at the punchline. So
perfect,
and that's what we used for our cover photo.
That's wonderful.
Anyone can ask me privately; I'll tell them the joke, but I'm not going to.
And this is a little bit off topic, but I remember your Strauss performance at IDRS in Lawrence, and it was spectacular. I mean, you made the Strauss seem effortless, and it was memorized, and it was a notable performance from that conference for me, for sure. So to go to my next question, it's actually not my question. It's from a listener, Brian Moose, a very talented young oboist, and he writes, I really want to know a substantial reed problem that players have faced in their career and the development of that aha moment that solved the issue. So have you had any aha moments in your career?
Well, maybe not in the way that he wants. I mean, there's not a magic secret that if I tell him, then, suddenly his reeds are great. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. But I mean, one aha moment that I had as a beginning reed maker, and my students have all the time, is you don't believe how much cane you really have to scrape out of a reed. And I remember going to lessons with Gladys Elliott and giving her a reed I thought was finished, and she would take a dump truck load of cane out of that reed. And I thought, where is it coming from? This is like a magic. I don't understand. But it would always play better after she did it. And I do that with students too in Boulder. Basically, you do that week after week after week after week, and they can't believe how much cane came out of the reed, and they can't believe how much better the reed is. And eventually, they get sick of sitting there watching you do that, and they start doing it themselves. But you can't just start scraping tons of cane at will, because it all depends on where you scrape. So that's something that you have to learn in conjunction with a more experienced reed maker. But one of the secrets also is to leave a tiny bit of cane in the center of your tip. That is such an important part of making a beautiful sound, that the center of the tip is slightly thicker than the sides and the corners. And most people say that the sides and corners should be thinner than the center of the tip. I suppose it doesn't matter which way you look at it. And if you leave too much cane in the center of the tip, then the reed won't play. So it's not if a little is good, a lot is not better. It's just, as one of my students put it, just a little bit of gold in the center of your tip.
Oh, I like that.
And I like that too. That's why I quote her. And I think it's amazing how you can take a gorgeous reed and one scrape up the center of the tip, and it'll sound like a kazoo.
Right, yeah.
And most students don't realize that, or they don't have the knife technique. You need a sharp knife to do that. And most students don't have the knife technique to do that. But it's so crucial to leave a little golden color in the center of your tip. Okay, so I think that our society today is very much of an immediate gratification society. You know, we don't have to wait to get our pictures developed. We don't have to wait for anything. You know, our phones are little miracles that we keep in our hands all the time. And I think it's important for students to realize that making reeds is not really a 21st century art. It's more of a 19th century art. And you think of people who are apprentices to master craftsmen, and it takes years. So the idea of looking for some secret that'll make it quick, a quick mastery, is just not going to happen. It takes a long time. And if you're taking a long time, you have to realize that doesn't mean you're dumb or slow or inadequate. It just means you're normal. And what did John Mack used to say? Fill up a giant laundry basket with reeds, and then you'll know how to make them, something like that. But I think there's some truth to that. So you just have to be patient and realize that it's a lifelong journey, a lifelong battle. And I know I make reeds better now than I ever have, and I think I should be so much better than I am. And so I think be patient and celebrate every small success.
Peter Cooper, thank you so much for being a guest on Read Talk today.
My pleasure. I hope that was helpful to somebody out there.
Oh, it's more than helpful. Thanks to all of you for listening. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode.
We'd love to hear from you. Write to us and send us your read-making queries at readtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Sending good vibes from our read desk to yours, I'm Courtney Miller.
And I'm Margaret Marco.